All right. Um, yeah, I gotta stand over it. Like you don't see it, but like I'm standing like way off kilter because they can't. I don't know. Anyways, good morning, everybody. What's going on? This is gonna be my pregame reaction for the SMU versus Penn State game that's coming up in about like I don't know 20 minutes. I personally thought again we're not on Arizona time, we're on Utah time. So I just thought, okay, this game's probably gonna start around noonish, because noon game, the 4 o'clock game, and then the 8 o'clock game. Like that's kind of how I today was, but because we're in Utah, time zone's different. This game starts in about 30, which is at 10 o'clock on the dot. So I thought I'd just hop on here real quick and give my pregame reaction to today's games. Mostly just the Penn State game versus SMU to save us some time. My thoughts, because I wrote them down a little bit. Some of my thoughts was I have a feeling coming into this one, and I think just ticket prices alone speak for this game, where it's a battle of mids, where to try to get a ticket to this game, ticket prices were a little bit more cheaper than other games where other games in the thousands of dollars. This game was in the hundreds of dollars. But that's not to say that this game is not going to be good. I think both teams deserved and earned their spot to be here and earned their chance to be here. SMU, one loss on the season. Their blemish was against an early game. No, it was a late September game, early October game, week 4, week 5, sometime around there. But everybody else, they recovered. Pony Express, giddy up, there we go. We went undefeated in ACC play. They get to represent in the ACC championship game and be the designated home team against drumroll Miami. No, Clemson. Clemson ended up being that team that he played, and that game was. I mean that's the one con that I have for SMU is the fact that they laid an egg versus Clemson, and then they were down early, very early in that game. At one point, it was 21-7 or 24-7. They were just getting rocked in the ACC championship game. So I think Clemson is Clemson. They're their own personal, football team. And if I were to compare Clemson to Penn State, a much better team. And so I think something that's going to happen here is it's. I think this might be a real awakening for the college playoff, and I think something and I'll discuss this later. We're gonna have to see how the rest of the 3 games play out. We got this game, and then we got Texas Clemson after this game, and then we got I was about to say Georgia. No, Georgia and Notre Dame. They aren't playing until New Year's. Who's the team tonight? Tennessee Ohio State. Sorry, I don't know why I forgot that off the top of my head. But we got Tennessee Ohio State later tonight, and I think one thing that I kind of want to throw out there, and maybe we'll come back to it, is the reality of we're probably going to realize here pretty soon, depending on how much, like whichever team wins and how much they win by, where these qualifications of, okay, win your conference, you're automatically in, or just like if you lose your conference, you shouldn't be punished and be left out. Like, I think strength of schedule is going to be a key and a huge component moving forward because we're probably going to realize, let's say Penn State does blow out SMU. I was a firm believer and sat on, if we leave SMU out, let's put not Bama, but Miami. And that's crazy because Miami's a 2-loss team. I think it would have just been easier to put a 2-loss team than try to defy a 3-loss Alabama team. And so I think we're going to find out real quick, hopefully. And again, this is an idea for later because these have to be played. Or we might realize that did Tennessee deserve a shot in the playoff? Obviously, yes. But when we look at the lower seedings like Indiana, SMU, we're going to look at Texas and Clemson, obviously, and we're going to see how that one plays out. We're like, should we have left SMU out? Should we have left Indiana out and put Bama or Miami for just like, I don't know, man. This Miami versus Notre Dame team, seems a little bit more intriguing than Notre Dame versus Indiana. Or, if we send Alabama team to Penn State to go play in college, like, no, college is Texas A&M. What is Penn State? Happy Valley. But yeah, I think we might have had a better game if we sent the Tide into Happy Valley instead of, SMU. So I don't know. Those games will be played. We'll see. Okay, but to continue and to go, who I think has the better offense? Penn State. Who do I think has the better defense? Penn State, clearly. And then out of quarterbacks, to compare Jennings against Aller, it's different because, I mean, it's kind of like comparing not apples to oranges, but like just the level and they've played their competition up until this point has been so much different. But I would give the nod to Aller in that instance and say that Penn State has the advantage in the quarterback room. Now, sure, dumb. I'd say SMU probably has the advantage on that one. Like they've won a couple of ball games where it's like, I don't know about that one. But Penn State, I mean, there's 3 games where they lucked out. I mean, look at the Bowling Green game early in September. Look at the USC walk-off field goal. So yeah, Katie talked about how the easy pick I think would be picking the Nittans because of who they've played this year and also the fact how it's a home game. And then also I think the other reason we'll say will probably make easy work of SMU is turn the clock back a couple weeks ago to the Big Ten Championship and look at how close and within striking range Penn State made that game against Oregon late in that game. They at one point it was an 8-point game against the number 1 team in the country, and that game was a shootout. I mean, as much of a shootout as like the lines, we know who's going to win this, but then like, oh, look at this, the lines are making it interesting. It's kind of how like the Penn State game was with the feelings of, I mean, they're up by a couple of scores, we're going to need a touchdown, and then onside to try to get a field goal to take the lead here. But anyways, and Franklin's record against teams with a winning record and ranked opponents is still very jarring. He only has 1 ranked win, and that one was the one against, hold on, this is bug. That one was the one against, that one was the win against Ohio State all those years ago. And then, like, it feels like I'm off center. I don't know. It's like, is my face really that disproportional? No. But I think after Penn State's win out the season, they won 4 in a row, 5 in a row. They're able to keep it close with Oregon, where it's kind of like, you have my start where it's like, oh, all right, I was sleeping. I did not know your game. Apologies. I think Penn State's to wrap it up, I think Penn State's going to be able to make easy work of SMU, and Pony Express is going to go back home sad, because I really think the college playoff, I'm not saying that the college playoff got it wrong by putting SMU in, but clearly the college playoff was wrong putting Indiana in. Look at what Notre Dame did to Indiana. Was Indiana a good football team? Yes. All season they were a good team. But I mean, just something about, I think when seeding time comes, like, they need to handpick. They need to pick and choose. Like, it doesn't matter if they were ranked number 8 in the AP the week before. We either jump them up to 6 or drop them down to have we got to look at the best matchup for a possible outcome or something. I don't know, because I feel like if we just, I don't know. There's 2 sides to the coin. Anyways, but I think Penn State makes these work of SMU today. I'm going to pick Penn State winning this thing 34-10, 31-17, like one of those kind of games where it might be close in the first half. Like, we might be 3-0 in the first quarter. But then we're going to halftime 17-7, something like that. But then that fourth quarter explosion, and SMU just has no chance to come back. Or the opposite, where Penn State just runs up on them early in the first quarter, just like how it was in the ACC championship game, where it's 24-3, 24-7 at halftime, and like the whole game SMU is trying to come back, because a blocked field goal, an interception return for like 50 yards to put them on the 20 or something, puts Penn State up early. Now, in the span of like 5 minutes here in the first quarter, Penn State was up 3-0, taking the opening drive for a field goal, and now an interception and a block, muffed punt, whatever. 2 minutes game time. That Penn State's up by 3 scores. So, anyways, that's my thought. We might be doing a live streamcast for the game. I don't know. We will just have to see. All things considered, because we gotta play some stuff out, but that's neither here nor there. You'll know when I hit the live button. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you at halftime. Peace.